Hi, Kevin Coop here, and this is FaceTime with the Content Guy. So, I think of myself as somebody who's relatively comfortable with his age. I'm not obsessed with it looking younger or acting younger. I'm 62 years old, and frankly, I'm okay with it, and it beats the alternative. Now, I'm pretty lucky. I still have most of my hair. I have no intention of dyeing it. I still have my teeth. I'm relatively ambulatory. I can still run 4 miles. Knees hurt a little bit. I'm not as fast as I used to be. But hey, I figure as long as I keep learning stuff and having new experiences, life is good. Doesn't matter what age I am. I was thinking about that a little bit when I read Michael Sansolo's column this week about the notion of avoiding generalizations. I think he's absolutely right. Whether we're talking about millennials or Gen Xers or Gen Yers or baby boomers, it's really important not to lump everybody together. There are a lot of different kinds of people, a lot of different kinds of mindsets within those groups. And it's important as much as possible for marketers to look at them individually and think to themselves, hey, we have to be targeted, not generalized. Totally agree with that. I was thinking about generalizations even before I read Michael's column because I had an experience just last weekend when I ran headlong into a generalization. I was in Atlanta. I was there with a friend of mine and my 28-year-old son and a friend of his, and we were at SunTrust Park to watch the Braves play the Nationals. It was the last stadium now for me to go to. I've now seen every Major League Baseball park running today and a lot of the ones that have closed down. This is the third ballpark I've been to in Atlanta, believe it or not. Anyway, we're sitting there. We're on the third base line. The sun is beating down. It's in the 90s. It's incredibly humid. I'm wearing a hat. I've got sunscreen, but it is really, really hot. And at one point, a young woman who was the usher comes down to me and says, "Sir, you having a good time?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm having a great time. Thanks very much." She says, "Well, sir, if the heat and the sun gets a little bit too much for you, I'd like to move a little bit up in the stands. We have some seats back there. They're in the shade. Won't be a problem." I said, "Well, thank you very much." Didn't think much about it. But then she went 2 or 3 rows past us, and she went down to another guy. And she asked him or told him the same exact thing. The problem was this guy had to be a World War II vet. She's going to all the old people, allowing them to move up into the stands, into the shade, so they don't get heat stroke. Now, my son thought I was lucky that she didn't think I was a vet of the War of 1812. Funny guy, my son. But I have to say I was a little bit offended by the generalization. Of course, I didn't say anything. She was just trying to be nice. I totally get that. It would be silly to be angry about stuff like that. But it did strike home for me about how generalizations you got to be careful of. Now, I have to say that, I'm not going to worry about this. But the next time I go to a supermarket, I'm going through the checkout. If somebody comes up to me and says, "Sir, can we help you out with your bags?" I'm not going to be happy. That may be the breaking point. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this Thursday morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.